Welcome, 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 guys. Well, welcome back. It's the real YANA with you and Chet, and I am so favored to have you back in the house with me tonight. Tonight is going to be an especially extraordinary night because I have someone beautiful in this place with me and so peaceful, so sweet. She's making me stumble in my words, but at the end of the day, God has given me a gift within this woman. We're going to go to break here in a minute, but just to give you a little snippet, tonight's going to be about mental health, and we're going to talk about healing in your family, in your friends, in your mind, in your body, in your soul. So please stay connected. Please come back with us because this is a nugget that you can keep and that you can utilize to heal someone. Mental health is serious, guys. So dive into it. We're also going to be touching on the other few topics, about being dominant women in relationship, which could probably drive a man to crazy. I tell you the truth. I swear to God, I love it all. It's so delicious. Everything is delicious and yummy to YANA that is amazing and that is great. So we're here to put the spotlight on the next who's who. And we're also here to push you towards your goals and dreams. So guys, without further ado, we're going to go ahead on to this commercial. Come on back with this yummy guest. And I cannot wait to introduce her to you and listen to this amazing story. Get your pillows, get your cotton candy, get your popcorn, get your socks, bundle up with the family, and let's learn something new today. We'll be right back live 5 with YANA in just a sec. What's up, guys? It's the real YANA and thank you for coming back from the commercial, guys. I've had an opportunity to sit and chop it up with some people in the audience and get some great ideas tonight. Well, again, I wanted to come and tell you guys that I had a gift for you tonight because tonight is a very special night. I have Miss Wnguye Walker down here, and she's an amazing woman. She has a daughter that suffered from depression, and this mental health opportunity is for us to be able to accept it, embrace it, and learn. These are the things that we need to start tapping into, paying attention to your family members. If they become different, if they act different, if they walk different, if they see different, if they don't, be on the same beat as you usually know they are when they're in good spirits. We need to pay attention. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our guest, Miss Wnguye Walker.
Hello, Yana.
Hello, my beautiful
Thank you for having me.
Mwah. I love you always, always, always. I'm so thankful that you're here tonight. And I want to tell you, happy birthday. Where is this? I love y'all. Happy birthday to Miss Ebony.
Ebony, yes.
Yes. Guys, let me tell y'all something about these balloons. And there's a wonderful, when God say out of the mouth of babes, Wendy, it was a babe in the house tonight in the studio, and I was asking him creatively because, the rain tried to stop us. Satan, he'll stop some stuff. He'll try to stop some stuff when good is going, right?
Right.
So I came down to the studio tonight, and then I said, you know what? I got to get this place decorated for the baby. I got to get her because you're the baby. So I got to get her decorated because Ebony is already there. She already met me here, met you here. She got you here. And when I got here, there was a baby in the house. Mm-hmm. And then I proceeded to blow up these balloons. And then Elijah said, well, why don't we just put Ebony on all of them because she's bold? And I was like, yeah. And he said, we'll put the black on the gold ones and the white on the green. Mm-hmm. Big ups to you, Elijah. Yes. I love it. Elijah's APAP Media's family. So getting into understanding what is going on, notice I'm pacing it because I don't want you to have to use this so fast.
I know.
But you can use it whenever you want to.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You know that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Ebony, guys. Ebony.
Ebony.
We good?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to move.
Good.
Maybe her eyes is just pretty. I don't know, the lashes or something. Look like you was about to gloss.
Oh, no.
Okay, so good. So I want people to understand the importance of what you taught me about the mental health and how it could play an effect on a person, to a family, to a communication, to a neighborhood, to a community. Mm-hmm. If something happens to one person out of mental health, which is depression.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I was telling the people on one of my TikToks that I have a story coming up that was on the way here in mental health. And I want y'all to tap into this story because this woman is beautiful. So give us a little synopsis of what's been going on and who Ebony is and how beautiful Ebony is and all about the good things that Ebony used to do and how she's overseeing us right now today.
Okay, thank you for having me again.
Blessings.
And thank you for allowing me to use this platform to spread awareness about depression, to remove some of the stigmas and the shames because it touches all of our families. And just make people aware that it affects everyone. My child was 28 years old. She was beautiful, smart, vivacious, all the things that you could think of that would seem to be a joyful person. Yet she suffered from depression and sometimes debilitating anxiety. At an early age, I noticed that there was some differences. And as she got older and started to mature, I encouraged her to seek out if there were times that it just seemed to be unbearable. So, I did my due diligence to try as the best I could. But once a person gets a certain age, you can only make them do so much. So about a month after her 28th birthday, she unalived herself with a gun. And she set off a tidal wave, not a ripple, but a tidal wave of pain and emotions that rocked everyone that's ever known her. And for those of us in my family who had contemplated suicide before, that was enough to know that this ends here. These cycles of denial, shaming people, making people feel bad because mental health is health. It is just the health that people can't see. When you see someone with a broken arm, you give them a little tender, loving care. But if there's a little broken part of their mind, we tend to make them, feel ostracized. And then people don't want to get help because they don't want that stigma. I'm afraid that my daughter fell in that category of not wanting to keep getting the help that was, offered to her, and that she did go seek for herself. So she passed away. And my world and the world of her father and her siblings will never be the same. But what I've decided to do was to take that pain and use it to help people to reallocate it to purpose in order to stop it. Because we've got to hold on to our children. We've got to hold on to our siblings. We've got to hold on to our coworkers that we may or may not like.
That's right.
But we want them alive. So yeah.
That's right.
That's what's been going on. So we're still in the healing process, of course, in my family. But my purpose is to help others heal.
Amen. Amen. And I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can't say thank you enough for coming down. And one of the things that I want people to understand is walking through the pain and the healing of it all. It's a whole process. Because some days it's going to be this beautiful face that you have smiling and joyful. And in the middle of having a good time, somebody can say something, or her perfume smell, or
I see a beautiful girl about that same age, and then all of a sudden it just comes back. It does. It does.
Now, I want to take it back a little bit. And as Patrick was saying, if we get to the point, we need to stop, we can do that. I want to take it back because I want to dive into some of the things that you experienced with your daughter. Because there are people, I just feel that God blessed you to be an angel, to be a legacy, carry this legacy for your daughter. And what are some of those things, if you can, tell that as you were walking on this path with your daughter that you noticed and that you seen as it got, or did it get to the point to where you start seeing where I need to go grab her or so forth, or did it come on as a sense of surprise?
Like I said, I noticed that she was, a little different when she was younger, but I tried to nurture it and, do the best that I could.
Okay.
But like a lot of single parents, you're busy with work a lot. So the insurmountable guilt that it just exists because I did miss some things, some very important and key things. When Ebony got to be an adult and lived on her own, her thing was to push people away when she got in those dark moments or when she started, feeling depressed.
Right.
And her siblings and myself, we would reach out to her and it would go unnoticed, or she would come out in about a week or so, her same bubbly self,
Yeah.
as if nothing was wrong. And so that was one thing that if I could go back, and what I tell parents now when they say, oh, my child is suffering, be nosy, be annoying, be proactive, be as proactive as you have ever been about anything, because it really is a life and death situation.
Yeah.
And Ebony had just finished flight attendant school like 2 days prior to her death. On cloud nine, she was, her classmates that were in Houston, they praised and just came to me and said that she pushed them and she was a light and she was a beacon. And that, she tried to encourage people, especially the people that were suffering, not knowing that she was silently suffering herself.
Suffering.
Yeah.
And that's something that kills us every day. So when she was young, what age did you see when it first started approaching? Was it because of just mom wasn't there, you had to be a single mom and you felt she needed you, or was it because just her own inner self? Because see, we as parents, we can beat ourselves up. Like, I know you are your mom, and I would naturally do the same thing, but we can look back and we can say, you know what, I wish I was there, I needed this, oh my God, I don't want you to beat yourself up anymore, because you were a mom. And thank you. You were a mom.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And don't ever feel bad about it. And because you were a mom, you were out there doing what you had to do for your children.
Right.
Now, we miss some things. And I'm telling you that, you know why? Because I have 4 myself. I miss some things.
Yes.
And as we were conversing, my daughter is going through it.
Yeah.
And I've seen my daughter from Jasmine. She came up here, and it broke me. It broke me. And you healed me with my tears on the phone. But this is about Ebony, and you brought awareness to me of things that I didn't know to pay attention to,
Right.
or know to ask about until you and I were conversing over the phone about it. And I was like, after talking to you, I was, okay, I gotta go. Gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go talk to her. So now, Ebony's walk, the flight attendant walk. Look how beautiful you are. The flight attendant walk. And y'all, Ebony looks spitting image to her mother. I mean,
Yeah, she was my little twin.
the dimples, the smile, the roundness of the face, all of it. So now, at this point, I want to share something with y'all about this wonderful woman, about the strength of you. The strength of you is what I'm encouraged by.
Okay.
This is Ebony's birthday today. Yeah.
It is.
So the balloons that y'all see on the floor is for Ebony, because it rained, but God washed away the old to bring in something new.
Absolutely.
So he wouldn't let the little release, because Patrick said, they're not going to go up. And I'm like, okay. I said, so you know what, let's flood the floor.
Yeah.
Let's flood the floor of Ebony. So we're in heaven with Ebony. We sit on Ebony. The strength of you is what I want to speak about with this mental health, because you're the second person in my life that I've seen with this much strength. And I don't understand it. I embrace it, and I appreciate it, and I love it. And I can only pray to be that strong. Because I haven't, as you and I were saying on the phone, I haven't been in this predicament, but I can sympathize and understand, but now I'm in this predicament. So what is it, something that you feel with this legacy that she has left you to take the torch and hold on?
Right.
What is her message that you feel that Ebony is putting on your heart to get out to the world?
Just embrace your loved ones. When she was little, she was my tree-hugging baby. She didn't meet strangers. She didn't, she just loved on everything and everybody. So I think what I believe that she wants me to do is just make sure we take care of each other as, as parents.
Yeah, as parents.
Be nosy, be annoying, be just whatever you need to be. Whatever you need to be there, Because I like to think that had she gotten through the night, whatever she was going, it would have been better in the morning.
Okay.
But she never made it through the night.
Now, was Ebony residing with you, or was she on her own? She was on her own?
She lived on her own. She had her own place.
Okay.
Yeah. So she wrote a note and said it wasn't anyone's fault and that she loved us all. And it was time for her to go.
So she tried to take care of everything before she left.
Yeah. She sent messages to her siblings. She didn't send an encrypted one to me, but she
Because Mama would have knew.
Yep, absolutely. But the encrypted messages, it was late in the night, around 11, or so, when we assumed that it was about to take place, and she sent messages out to people that she really loved and her best friend, and let them know that, take care of everybody. Take care of everybody. Because, she had a niece, my granddaughter, just one at that time, and she wanted to make sure that her sister, that was her niece's mother, took care of her and watched over her, because she was a very, very attentive aunt. She was that auntie.
She's
She was that crazy auntie that might go snatch somebody up for messing with her.
That one's mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. You know what? I want to, I'm trying to take it light because I'm seeing the eyes, the heart, everything. And you're so beautiful. And you're sitting up here and you're holding it together, and so many emotions. So many emotions.
It
you
is.
know? You're
It
strong.
is.
You're strong.
But this is important.
Yeah.
So I'm holding it together.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna medicate her when she laid him with some Jesus juice, some holy oil, and some church songs, and bless the Lord and hallelujah favored. And guys, I'm gonna tell y'all something. We're gonna come right back from the break. We're gonna take it real smooth. When it deals with mental health, you do not want to go diving into things too hard, too harsh. You want to ease yourself into a situation with a person, giving them that time and being able to catch on to different points and making sure that you're taken care of first, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so there's a lot of questions that I would love to ask, but we have to be careful to ask because we can always have you back.
Right.
Being that it is her birthday, I tell you, we're going to talk about that when we come back from break, guys. I'm going to be right back from break, and I get to talk to her behind the scenes and ask what I can ask in just a minute. We'll be back live 5 with YANA Lou in a second. Hey guys, welcome back from break, and I just wanted to tell you that it has been a touching moment behind the scenes, and it has been beautiful. One of the things that I want to say is I love you to her siblings. I love you to her father, to her cousins, her nieces, her nephews, as well as her friends. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to bring you down here to elaborate. So what we want people to know about her is how beautiful she was.
Oh, yes.
How loving she was.
Yes.
How giving she was. And caring.
All those things. Yes.
And outgoing.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that you can tell Ebony right now, because she's right here listening to us. She's all hugging all on her mama. You looking all, and she said you look cute, by the way.
Oh. Well.
Ebony used to dress her and keep her fly.
She did.
So, but she's fly on her own. But you know what? I want you to say, Ebony, and then what?
Whew. Ebony, you have left me with work to do. I thought I knew what my purpose was. I thought I knew why I was here. But she has left me with work to do. And I'm honored. I'm honored to do those works. You mentioned my strength. It comes from prayer and a strong relationship with the Most High.
Okay.
Because I do believe that He abides in us all, every one of us. No matter the ethnicity, the race, color, anything, social background, anything, He abides in us all. And if we allow Him to use us, He can use us in beautiful ways.
Yes.
So I guess I would have to say thank you, Ebony.
Thank you, Ebony. You're so beautiful. And we decorated this floor for you. I wanted to have a whole place decorated for Ebony, but you know what? When Satan tried to stop some good stuff, it ain't gonna work. Because Patrick and Yana will put it together with Patrick's whole family. Do you hear me?
Right.
Hello. So I don't want to, guys, when you're dealing with mental health, you don't want to tap too much on Eb, right? Because you got to give her mother time to breathe. You got to give your siblings time to breathe because they're watching. One of the things that you and I were talking about was about the dominance in women, and the dominance in women, but you called it something else.
Hypermasculinity.
Hypermasculinity. Teach me, honey.
And it is.
And it is true.
It is. I was sharing with you that my best friend of 30 plus years calls me that little dude. Because when I was a single parent and had 5 children to be responsible for, then the protective provider part of me was turned up on 20. sometimes 50, sometimes 100. But just being responsible for that many people simultaneously,
Right.
the nurturing, soft, feminine side of myself got in the back seat of the car and then finally went to sleep. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. She went to sleep and that little dude was just driving around, looking cute and doing his demand.
Right.
You know, and it took me to be almost 50 years old before I realized that that's not what real men are looking for. I came up in an age where my mother was the first generation of people outside of the fields that were working, because I'm from Mississippi.
Okay.
Shout out to Mississippi, the SIP.
Memphis.
Right. Same thing.
We might be.
So
Because we came from Browns, Mississippi. Brownsville.
really? Okay.
All right.
You said we were cousins.
Chris, is this your daughter? That's my daddy.
Putting Chris out there.
I'm just saying, he wow.
Yeah. So I just was driving around the world, just protecting and providing, and the nurturing side of myself went unchecked and quite frankly just ignored. So like I said, she went to sleep in the back of the car and that was just it. And I was almost 50 when it came to me that this is not working. You know, this is why your relationships aren't working or thriving, is because you're too turned up.
Right.
And it emasculates him. Or, you know.
Or demasculates him.
Demasculates. What did I say? Emasculate?
Emasculate.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
It put him down.
I was too much dude. Okay. And no man wants to be in a relationship, a straight man, with somebody that's acting more masculine than him.
Yeah.
So there's actually a phenomena, and I looked it up and did my research on it, and there's a lot of women like that, and going into therapy and getting treatment. But there's soft things you can do for yourself. For instance, taking baths. We stopped taking baths when we
And going
discovered
straight to the shower.
But we don't get that water that we need to replenish us as women, and soak into the wound area.
Hello.
Yeah, and it just naturally it just softens you up. Just little things like that.
Right. To put that femininity back inside you.
Right. Light
so
some candles. If you don't get it, do whatever you need to do to get in that mindset that I've got to bring out my feminine.
Yeah.
So a real man, not to take away from any, my ex-husband or my husband that passed away, not saying anything negative about them, but they had to deal with a lot. So,
well, you can take away from mine. I don't care. You know what you did? No.
Well,
Yeah, back so they know I love them.
Grown
I mean, I did it twice. I'm not ashamed to say it because, it's going to come out anyway. But you know what? That is also a sign of mental health.
It is.
We're on the mental health. And guys, we didn't want to tap onto her daughter so long because it started getting emotional behind us, and we had to wipe tears away, and she asked to back off for the respect of the kids. So we did. So we're going to chime into this thing because mental health is in all aspects of life. Mental health is in that dominant woman. With you saying that, it's going to help me soften myself up when I'm down here at APAP Media. Because I'm so, as a matter of a fact, what God said. And P be like, Yana, if you don't get yourself out that back door and come back tomorrow the right way. So you said a mouthful that basically you've been healing me for the last 3 days.
Okay, praise God.
You said a mouthful because you said that I'm goofy, okay? I'm goofy because of what I'm delivered from, like we talked. I'm delivered from the brain tumor. And most times y'all think I'm playing when I say this, but everybody that's close to me, they know what I battled. I'm delivered from these health issues, cancer in both breasts. Now my shirt looking like I need to fill it up. Hello. But if any doctor right there that want to help me, I need to see. So that's how we do down here. But you are amazing because you're already walking out Ebony's legacy, right? So Ebony has a legacy that we said we're going to walk out. Guys, we want to get in the streets with her. We want to put the T-shirts on that says Ebony. And on these T-shirts, she and I discuss, me and Miss Wynn, we discuss that if you have had a person in your family or friend base that has dealt with a situation like that can be healed from hearing what she's saying and what we're, expounding on, then get your child's T-shirt and put their name on the back, right? So we're going to have their name on the front, not on the back, I apologize, and we're going to walk the streets for mental health.
Okay.
And we're going to get in the neighborhoods. This is the legacy we talked about, right? So she's in the back and she said, Yana, what do I call it? I said, I don't know, God gonna tell you that. My thing is just to get you to talk. It's an honor to even get you out the house on the birthday of.
Yeah, it's been
Second strongest woman I met.
really.
Outside of my mom. You're the second strongest woman because there's another young lady and she lost her son. And I've never seen this strength in my life. She said he knew what he was doing and I told him to stop and he didn't. And now I'm faced with this. But you know what he did? Same thing your daughter did. Left her a legacy to walk with. Her name is Montoya. I met Montoya through another friend-based group. And the strength she showed by not crying and hollering and screaming, and some days she have it, and we vitamined it up. Beautiful. So anybody that's going through mental health, find me out.
There's healing. There's healing.
Yeah. Come right here. There's healing. I had to pause because I laughed because, like we say, my daughter.
Yeah.
And tell them what you told me about my daughter in order for me to heal through mental health.
Oh, which part? Oh, I'm sorry.
I know which part. About when I realized what you were saying about Ebony. Then it got to me noticing that my daughter was going through the same thing, and I let you know.
Oh, I was just sharing to be proactive. Get nosy. I don't care if they try to push you away. Get nosier. Get all up in their face as much as you can to stop them. Because once they're gone, you'll never have that person again.
Right.
And even though I feel her spirit around me all the time, and I feel her, and she says, you know, Mom, I'm free. You know, I just wish every day of my life that she had not.
Right, because you're still here.
Yeah.
Because you're still here. So when she say you are free, how does that make you feel? You're physically here and she's with God. She's your guardian angel. What does that make you feel like when she tell you you're free?
For the longest, it was very painful to even think about it. And when even I would hear her voice, it was just very painful because, you know, being a survivor, and that's what they call us, the survivors of the suicide, it's just insurmountable amount of guilt that you will never understand. And I don't want anybody to be in this sorority. You will never understand it unless you've lost a child. And losing that person is more than just losing them physically. It's when you're a parent, you see the child grow and you wonder what type of mommy they're going to be. You wonder what type of wife, what kind of, you know, career, you know, you see them getting old and getting wrinkled and, you know, saying, Mama told you, you know, just wait. You know, I used to tell them when they were growing up, and I would be getting up slowly. Just wait, you know.
So what is it that gives you this immaculate strength to be here on her birthday and to share this story? Because on a day-to-day, most people would. I don't know if I would be strong enough to sit here and embrace it. So I'm at awe at you right now. You know, I'm acting goofy. I'm acting all out of character because I'm at awe because you have a power that a lot of women we can't carry. And they say we strong, but you don't know how strong you are until you see another woman sit beside you and hear with her story.
Right.
So what is it that empowers you with that to be able to get up and go opposed to being like other parents? And I don't want to just say mothers because fathers are important too.
Oh, yes.
What is it that gives you that strength to empower you to push forward?
My prayer life and the fact that I have so many people praying for me and on my family's behalf and interceding, you know, for my children's, you know, that are remaining. That's the only thing I can explain it. Because when people say, oh, you're so strong, I don't even know what that means. Because it's like, this is not by my might, ma'am.
And we don't want to be strong.
It's because it's something you have to live with.
Yeah.
And some ladies reached out to me that had lost their child immediately, you know, when the word got out and when it went on social media that she had passed. Ladies just surrounded me, and it was just like, okay, this is the sorority you're in now. No, you didn't ask to be in it. Nobody does. But this is what's going to happen. And they prepared me to let me know that, yeah, this is not going to go away. So I had to find a way to push that pain into a place that it can be purposeful. So the strength that you see is because I know I have to help somebody. I have to, if it only helps one mother not feel, or one father not feel anything like what this feels like. Because on the outside, it looks like I have it together. And for the most part, I do. But that's my child. So it's like walking around with my arm missing all the time.
Yeah. Wow. So now I know that in schools right now, these high schools, such a beautiful baby girl. In these schools, in these elementary schools, the troubles are becoming earlier and earlier in these schools. Children are beginning to kill themselves, take their lives, bully other children into things that they shouldn't be bullying because they are hurt people hurting people.
Right.
What is something that you can say as a mother in this state port right now to help to get that parent to pay attention to heal their child? Or maybe if a child can hear you, what is something that you can say to them that might help them?
That's a good question. I don't know if I have the right
You don't. There's
training
no
or
right
anything,
answer, honey.
but I really do think that it starts with these gun control laws. The things that some of these lawmakers are doing, it's atrocious. And then to think that they have dealings and they have side contracts with,
Yeah.
you know, the NRA and all of these people advocating that we kill ourselves.
Yeah.
And because my child did die, and it was considered gun violence because it's a crime, it was at the, she was able to purchase a handgun in Georgia because of the laws that were just passed.
That they don't have to have license anymore.
And that's how she was able to get a gun.
Wow.
Because, yeah, she wouldn't have been had they done the background check to know that she didn't need a gun. So she was able to purchase a gun just shortly after Georgia changed the laws
The
or
law.
whatever. Yeah.
And you know, I'm one to not want to live by a gun. I know that everybody say you should have them. Everybody in my family does. But I know I'm loco, so I can't get one.
Right.
Like I can't get a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? Because every daredevil trip that you can ride a motorcycle, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? But I think that the government. This is a beautiful young woman that is here, that has been a great example for her daughter, that is advocating for her daughter, and every other person out here that is suffering. Every other person.
Everyone.
And I think it is very important that even this little YouTube show at APAP Media has a message. Please, tap into taking these guns back. Tap into not giving them money to give a gun back. No, put their families in their face and let them see how they wouldn't have them anymore if you don't take this off the street. Do you love us, government?
Do they?
You want us to keep being a consumer of the things that our children don't need. That's mental health in itself too. In every aspect of life, I can see where these things can line up and add up to be mental health. And so I like how you talk about, you know, the government need to like strap it up.
Right.
And they also need to learn how to control this weatherboard.
Well, that's another show. But yes, they are not looking out for the best interests of the people. They're looking out for their best interests. I mean, we can do a whole nother segment on how it's set up to make us look like we're failing ourselves, you know, but that's just the way our government is right now. Prayerfully, it won't be like that always.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that they're responsible for these shootings because these children shouldn't even have access to guns.
No,
So if they change the laws, then they won't be able to have access, or at least not so much.
Right.
So I think it's the responsibility of the government.
And then, you know, I think another sign of mental health for me, as I talk to people, your income. The peer pressure of the income for the children going to school, not being able to have. Because I don't know, how old was Ebby when you first recognized that she was going through depression? At what age?
About 14.
About 14 years old. And see, that's a very high peak, you know, with some children feeling inadequate. I mean, me, I felt too bony, too dog, too breastless, and all kind of things, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, those are things that play in a part that a grandmother or aunt or uncle would say, you know what, oh, girl, you be over it. But in the mind of that person, we forget. It trickles down. So were there any little things, because there's a 14-year-old mother and father out there looking at their child, is there any little things that hindsight, looking back, that you thought that you could figure that, you know what, I seen this and I seen that, I recognize this, I recognize that. What are some things or some signs that maybe you recognize? So maybe some families out there suffering the same thing, but they just don't recognize it because they're with them every day. Is there anything specific that you would see that she would do, or she would be different, or she would act different in order for you to pay attention to it? Because what made you pay attention? What made you get to the
way
point to
that
say,
excuse me, but the way that she would react to things.
okay.
You know, when I watched my other kids as they would react to things.
Was it like aggressive or passive?
Sometimes aggressive, but a lot of times withdrawn, and that wasn't her personality.
Okay.
Like her personality was bubbly. Like I said, she was my tree hugging baby. She hugged and loved on everybody.
Right.
So when she acted out of character, when she would withdraw on purpose, and it's like, okay, what's that about? And my mother told me that it was probably hormonal, since a lot of mental health issues do show up around puberty.
Yeah.
And she was going through puberty at that time.
Now that's interesting that every time that you notice it, not to cut you off, was it around that time?
That's when I started noticing that there
Okay.
was something mentally a little different with this child. And she was my middle child, so she had a lot of the middle child syndrome. Yes, and I was a middle child.
That's
so
mental health on its own.
I related to that wholeheartedly.
Middle child? I'm the baby. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. I can't think of anything else other than the withdrawing, and that
Okay.
was her thing, and
Okay.
it stayed her thing. So I tried to keep her as busy as I could. So with the extracurricular activities, she had ROTC, she had tennis, she had softball. So I tried to keep her engaged,
Yeah.
so she wouldn't reach those low
To
moments.
think about it or whatever.
Well, to not get in those low moments and be able to withdraw. So I was purposefully keeping her busy. She was the only one of my kids that took drum lessons. She was wondering, why do I have to do this? But I was
Because you know your child.
right, and I was trying to keep her active so she wouldn't get alone and withdraw and go into those dark places.
Yeah.
But as I said, once a person gets a certain age, there's only so much you can do. So
And especially when they live on their own.
so I bugged her all the time and asking her, are you taking your medicines? And she would lie sometimes, and she would tell the truth sometimes. And her big thing was working out. She said the more that she worked out, the better she felt. Her energy was better.
Okay.
So that was her self-help mechanism.
The healing.
Yeah, to try not to take the medicine. But,
Okay. So
a lot of people are like that, though.
yeah. You look straight through me or something?
Yeah.
She said, yeah. Oops. The baby said I'm middle.
Having a moment, y'all. Having
At a moment. Okay. Love it. So, yeah, looking into life and being alone, I know, like, going through some things, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be careful, because I can ask some questions, but I'm just trying to taper it, because I love you. Mwah. But God, so with Ebony, as she walked her walk and as she had this beautiful life and as she done these things, now do you feel that there are some things that she is leaving to you to do? What are some of those things that Ebony is wanting you to do?
One of the things was healing my hypermasculinity, because since she's passed away, I've noticed that it's turned down tremendously. It was like an overnight thing. The aggression and the thinking I had to be control because nobody could do it like I could do it, and just not asking for help, which is a toxic trait.
Yeah.
I didn't know that for a long time, but then, of course, when she passed away, I did seek out the help of some professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a organization called Silence the Shame.
It's a shame.
And my friend Rhonda Morgan, who I just met this past summer, she told me about them, and they're doing some really great works to try to keep people aware of.
We'll link with them.
Yes, definitely got to. But I was able to get some tools about, what I was going to be walking through. So that makes it a lot easier.
And I like the way that you just position it, saying that you were going to be going through. Thank you. So, I love you. Yeah, she and I behind the scenes are really goofy. I like the way you say going through it, because without going through it, can't bring you to it. And you can't talk to anybody unless you've gone through it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So the fact that you've gone through it now, do you know your target market of who he has for you to speak to? Is it just everybody in general?
Everybody.
Everybody in general.
Everybody.
Let's wake up.
Right, because it affects us all. You know, if it's that crazy person in your family that y'all try to hide and pretend is it, go see about that person. That's your family. That's your blood.
Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Forgiveness. We have to have forgiveness in our family. We have to release those things. And I want to tap into counseling. Because a lot of people like myself, I used to think that I'm not going to go to no counselor. That's for crazy people.
Well, we were told by our parents, don't
Yeah.
tell your business.
Don't
tell everybody our business. What goes on in this house stays in this house. Okay. But if the house is divided or if the house is falling down, then somebody should say something.
Yeah.
But we're from that generation, and it's time to, you know, thwart all of that because it's misguided. They did the best they could.
Wow. Wow. Guys, listen. One of the things about mental health that I need you to know is look into that mirror called self. And if you are in a room right now by yourself, if you are sitting in the living room, or if you are in the bathroom with a gun in your hand, or if you are, you know, in the car and, you know, turning the gas on, or if you're watching me from anywhere, or if you see anything or anybody, you come across this and you know somebody is suffering through this thing, please do me a favor. Just breathe for a minute and rethink that thing and call somebody. Call somebody. Before you take the step to take yourself up out of here, call somebody. You know why? Because you deserve it.
That's right.
And if nobody ever told them that they feel special or they love them, I love you. Miss Wendy loves you. Ebony loves you. Because we're here to bring to awareness about mental health.
Right.
Right?
Right. It's funny you should mention that about just a stranger if you have to.
Yeah.
I was able to participate in being one of the lead acting roles in a movie that was put out by a young man. His name is Prophecy Kev on IG.
Okay.
Sorry, Kev, I can't think of your last name, but he's a filmmaker.
Right.
And someone reached out to me and asked, would I like to be a part of it? The young man that reached out to me had no idea that I had lost a child to suicide. And the movie was called Saving a Suicidal Stranger. And I had to be one of the people talking to this person to stop them from committing suicide. So it lined up perfectly because it was 2 weeks ago, and I was trying to think of a nice, classy, decent way of honoring her, and it was just perfect.
And won't he line it up?
And that's what happened.
So he already been moving this thing around for you.
Oh, absolutely.
So like you were saying, filling the time, he won't give you the time too. So what you did for Ebony, God's now doing for you, keeping you busy.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
He keeping you busy. What? This your audience,
Okay.
and we love you. And I want you to speak to that mother, and I want you to speak to that father that's out there suffering. What is it that you have to say to them?
Being a parent of a child who suffers from any type of mental illness, you're a special needs parent. Take care of yourself. Be as proactive as you can. Watch for those warning signs and do something about it. Just don't take a note of it and do nothing about it. Do something. Because it really is a matter of life and death.
As a matter of fact, she said that, and that's important. It is. It's so much that can be spoken on about mental health, but like I said, it's a careful situation, and it's so fresh, and it's so new, and this is the birthday, so I don't want to get too depressed because I want to celebrate Ebony.
Yes.
And so to her sisters and brothers, to her father, to her family, what do you say to them right now today? Because they're going to kill you.
I know. I don't know what to say to them today.
I'm going to tell y'all, I told your mom, because she was like, Yana, no. The kids were like, no, Yana, because, this, we got, we need this. And then Yana, so y'all don't get mad at Mom, get mad at Yana. Yana says, you know what? That's her legacy. This is your daughter before she's their sibling.
Right.
And out of the respect of that, you have to express how you feel because we don't want you to fall down.
Right. I
Because
appreciate that.
everybody, the kids are dealing with it in their own manner. But like I told my daughter when you brought me that reality about my daughter, girl, them your kids. At the end of the day, that's your firstborn.
Right.
Go run and get your daughter, Yana. So guys, to keep it real, I'm suffering with my oldest daughter. Beautiful girl. I think I posted her on Facebook the other day, and then I quickly threw my baby daughter because I couldn't take it. My daughter was so many pounds. You know, women don't like us to tell our pounds. I tell mine. And now she's about small. And I didn't know what was going on, and everybody was like, Yana, go check on your daughter. Yana, go. I had a best friend, Sherelle Hunter. Big ups to you. She came over, and she was like, Yana, I need you to pull up. So Jasmine, I'm coming. I'm gonna pull up on you after this show. I'm pulling up. Then Taylor called me. Mom, you need to go pull up. It was because of you and this legacy that your daughter gave you the torch to carry with healing people with mental depression, healing people with mental health, period. It was because of you that you healed me. And so all night, guys, she couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. And we on the phone texting until like 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was
And then she said, Yana, go to bed. I said, I'll be up. I just want to thank you so much because it is an honor to be able to, and I know we said it all the time, it's an honor, but it is truly, truly an honor to be able to have you here on such a beautiful homecoming and birthday for your daughter and all that has went through and inspired for you to sit in this chair as elegant as you are.
Thank you. It's my honor. It's my honor to carry that torch she gave me.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. And you do it so well.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm telling you, listen, this is going to be a part 2 to this right here. This beautiful young lady and I, we're going to get out in the streets. We're going to walk. We're going to put Ebony on the T-shirt. That is the foundation, the Ebony Foundation. What do you say? When we sit down,
Okay.
the Ebony's Foundation. And in the back, she was like, Yana, what we going to call this? Because God got us doing this. So what we going to call? I said, girl, we're going to call it something. But I said, I guarantee you when we get on this set, he going to give us a name, right? So it's the Ebony Foundation, you know, in honor of the mental health. Tap into us, guys. Listen, hug your children. We don't get them back. Hug your parents. Forgiveness. Acceptance is everything. Accepting what we've done that is not right and accepting that we did it, asking for forgiveness. But the key thing is, forgive yourself for real. Forgive yourself for real, because the moment you ask God to forgive you, he's done it just like that. It's called self-mutilation.
It is.
And that is the biggest mental health issue that we have out here. You know, I say it so much to where it's like a radio. Regentification, elevation in prices, you know, if you're a homeowner, you know, your taxes then went up, you know.
Right.
It's so many things dealing with the government and the gun reform laws and, you know, jails and all these things. These are signs of mental health. Homelessness has tripled. And if you can't afford or have a job paying more than $25 an hour, I don't know how you're going to survive by yourself. Mental health. Start tapping into people that you didn't like before. Forgive them because it's for your own health. While you're there sad, they jamming on it. But mental health is serious. Please don't take it personal. Depression is serious. If someone acts different, walk different, talk different, become different, please tap into them. It has been wonderful having this beautiful young woman down here today, but you know, I guess I'm jerked up. Second person that jerked me up on my show. First one was a little girl, Kaya, and now you. 5-year-old little girl raps, sings, write music, freestyles, and stole Patrick's heart and his wife's heart. I mean, she came down here and rocked it out to give you something to laugh at, right? Came down here, rocked it out, sat in your very chair, and she said, if I'm not on your show, there is no show.
And there you have it.
Talia, big ups to you and your baby. Guys, I'm telling y'all, mental health is something serious. You want to give some shout outs, let people know how it's going. And if y'all want to give her gifts, monies, and all that, you know, tell them your Instagram, TikTok.
Oh, my Instagram is I am Wnguye Walker. That is IAMNGUYE Nguye And my Cash App is Wendy Walker 71.
And Zelle is her phone number. Y'all know how it's attached. Listen, show some love. Let me tell y'all something. When you can give back to somebody else, then God is already overflowing you. It's always about giving something and sowing a seed. And another thing, please like, subscribe, comment, and tell me what this I am is about. Because not everybody is I am. Is it like the Jesus name? I am her, I am him. Because not everybody is I am.
Well, I am.
Oh.
I am.
No. Well, she is. And me too.
Ain't you?
That part. Them sisters, Oprah, Gail, we love y'all. We have been named y'all from behind the scenes. I'm telling y'all, we coming for you guys. Stay lovely, stay healthy, stay loving. Please, please forgive. Come together and join one another and be a team. I'm telling you, I come to put the spotlight on the next who's who. This is the next who's who with this Ebony Foundation going on. Guys, jump on the bandwagon. Go to her Instagram, go to her TikToks, hit that Cash App and that Zelle, and show her some love, because we never know where a person is and what they're doing in that place, in that season of hurt and pain. Because I know when I'm hurting and pain, I ain't finna pay no bills. So Georgia Power, Atlanta Gas, don't call me here, because I ain't gonna give you no money. Anyway, guys, it's been live. I will see you guys next week. I have had an extraordinary time down here with Miss Wen, and that's Wen like from Japan. Yeah, spell your name good. We have fun down here with YANA Lou. So we're going out on a softer note. We're going out on a loving note. I just want y'all to know I love y'all. She loves y'all. We're going to come out with this foundation. It's the Ebony Foundation. We'll be walking the streets with our children's name in front of us, not putting them behind, because we have to be more attentive. We have to pay more attention. So we're going to put these babies' names across our T-shirts, and we're going to get out here and we're going to walk for mental health. And I think this is a wonderful thing. So if you want to join us, stay tuned to the YANA Lou Show. You can either hit Miss Wen on hers, Wendy Walker, and that's Wen like Japanese. So educate yourself. I'm not going to help you. Or you can go on Chew and Chat or APAP Media and drop us a pin, or let us know, and we'll let you know more about when that walk is going to be. So stay tuned. APAP Media, 5295 Stone Mountain, Georgia. Sweet W is the best place to be in the city of Atlanta. We will see you soon. And peace.